Hey, what's up, guys? Showtime Reviews here. Um, and today I'm doing a review on the movie Mulan. Um, I heard a lot of people talking about this um, over the past few days on the Disney Plus stream service, and I had to check it out. Um, so I watched it today, this morning, this afternoon. I fell asleep on it a little bit, so I restarted it back where I left off from. And the movie was actually decent. I mean, I know a lot of people were hesitant about seeing the movie because of the price tag on the service, the $29.99. Basically $30 to watch a movie that a lot of people were thinking, okay, it should be free because um, we're already paying for the service, which is I can't remember how much the Disney Plus service is, but because I don't have it, but they were like, well, it should be free because we're already paying for the Disney Plus service to watch certain content, to watch old shows, old Disney content, movies, and things like that. Um, but here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people don't realize about Mulan, or if they did realize it, they kind of forgot about it. Mulan was supposed to be a theatrical release. Like Disney put a whole bunch of money into this project, and when the pandemic started, they had to recoup a lot of their losses because people weren't going to the movie theater. They couldn't go to the movie theaters and pay, pay for movie tickets to see um, a movie like Milan. So a lot of movies that were supposed to come out in 2020, they either got pushed back to 2021, 2022, um, or they got released like on different streaming platforms, or some of them got, released or whatever, and they made the money that way. So if you have Amazon Prime, if you got Hulu, if you got Netflix, you got Disney Plus, um, you got to see a lot of the movies that were supposed to come out this year. Um, they got pushed back, um, and they just put them on a lot of those streaming services. Um, but again, Disney was supposed to um, make Mulan a theatrical release, kind of like what happened with The Lion King when The Lion King first came out. It was supposed to be a theatrical release. Obviously, that was before the pandemic and everything happened, so they made money off of that movie. With Mulan, they didn't, so they tried to salvage it by saying, okay, if you got Disney Plus, just pay the $29.99 or $30 or whatever, and you can watch the movie. And that's what people were kind of hesitant about, But it's all business. It's just a business. It's a business move. Like people got to understand that. And then on top of that, after you pay for it, it's free. It's free for the rest of the time that you obviously pay for the service on there. So that's just it. I just wanted to address that real quick. Um, but in terms of the actual movie, um, again, I watched it through other means. I didn't pay for the Disney Plus service. I don't actually have the service, but I watched it, and good quality for how I watched it. Not grainy footage and you know bootleg type shit that you would normally see on different types of sites and stuff when you watch movies like that. You know, and the only reason I didn't, only reason I'm not judging people for paying the $30 because again, that's $30 in in a society where it's a pandemic and people are struggling a little bit right now, and they're already paying for streaming services and stuff like that. And then they're asking you to pay $30 to watch, one specific movie. Um, so there's that, and I get all that. Um, and also, to me, the movie wasn't worth $30. You know, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like a super duper like game changing type of release where where you would be incentivized to pay a $30 fee on a stream service again that you're already paying for to watch this movie. Um, in terms of the story, it was pretty much straightforward. Um, it didn't follow a lot of the formula um, of the original film, and especially a part two um, that Disney released back in 1998 and 1999 as an animated feature. It followed the story basically as a as an action film, basically, with the story and how Milan became who she became from her childhood all the way up until her, I guess you could say, young adult to adult years when she obviously wanted to obviously decided to fight in the war after she felt like her father was too old and too broken down to fight. Um, Story starts, Mulan as a child chasing the chicken around and things like that. And I don't want to spoil everything for you guys if you haven't seen it, but it starts out with Mulan as a child chasing the chicken around, trying to get a chicken, and everything like that. Um, Goes into her family life, obviously her mom, her dad, her sister, um, and we see the dynamic between the family where it's like the dad is the head of the household. Obviously, the mom is kind of like the traditional Chinese housewife of the era of the time, and she pretty much tries to teach her daughter Milan and her sister um, how to use proper etiquette and things of that nature to try to land a husband and get matched. And then they show the matchmaker trying to show Milan proper etiquette, how to pour tea and how to wear makeup and wear a dress and speak and walk and talk and things like that. Then we get to obviously the part where kind of like a draft, kind of like a draft lottery. Like obviously people know that we had in the United States for a time, um, where the emperor's character, a lot of his right hand men, a lot of the people under him were sent to Milan's, I guess, village to recruit and take one son from each family to each respective family to fight in the war against the enemies that they had to fight in the movie. Um, so obviously, you know, one of the characters that was chosen to fight was or volunteered to fight because he didn't have any sons that were he didn't have any sons was Milan's father. He obviously had a wife and he had two daughters, so he was the only man of the house, so obviously he had to go and fight and serve the emperor. Um, then obviously you see him when he's walking with a cane and he's kind of old and broken down and stuff from all the previous wars he's been in. And I guess Milan took it into her own hands where it's like she was telling him at a scene where they were having dinner and he was telling she was telling him to go and to fight and things of that nature and he got upset and he was like, I'm the father, you're the daughter, you have to listen to me and I have to do what I have to do and don't backtalk me and things of that nature. So um you know, it went from there basically. Of like a man, and it portrays the sector where her father was supposed to fight, and meets all the other fellow soldiers and things like that. And um, uses the undercover name to um, play as a man, as a man, and things of that nature. It's kind of funny how they did it, where she would, kind of be hesitant to take showers because obviously she's a woman and they would, see her female anatomy and stuff like that. So she would try to hide it the best way she could. And then obviously, you had the fight scenes which they were good. They weren't like, gladiator type level, um, or Dark Knight type level, or um, Crockett Tiger, Hidden Dragon type level, or anything like that. Or even like from boxing movies and stuff like that. Um, but they were good from what I seen when I watched the movie. The acting was brilliant. The story, like I said, pretty much straightforward and everything like that. Um, then the ending, the climactic, fight and things like that. They were good. And they were decent. Like I said, if I had to rate the movie, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a. Let me see. What would I give it? I give the movie a 6. It wasn't. It like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good where it's like I said, it was worth the $30 price tag. Like obviously, I don't think any movie would be worth a $30 price tag again on a service that you already paid for. Um, and this is coming from somebody who you know loved going to the movies back in the day and paying for movie tickets and seeing certain movies because it's like I gotta see this movie. I gotta see you know um, The Conjuring when it first came out. I had to see Annabelle when it first came out. I had to see what was that movie? American Hustle. It was one of those movies. I had to see Straight Outta Compton when it first came out. Um, uh, Still to this day, I haven't watched All Eyes on Me. Um, so that's one of the joints that I haven't seen when it one of those I gotta see it type movies that I still haven't seen. Still haven't seen Bad Boys for Life, which I'm mad at myself for because I said I was going to see it when it first dropped, and I was excited about it. But yeah, man, Milan wasn't one of those I gotta. I gotta see it type movies. It was just one of those things where I seen it, and I had a chance to watch it, so I watched it, and it was good for what it was. Like, it wasn't as bad as people were were saying it was. And I'm one of those people who, like, I don't generally go off of people's opinions anyway. But if all these reviews were so negative, I was like, okay, let me see it. Let me see it for myself, and let me see if all this hate is warranted or if it's all kind of like some bullshit. Because, like, that's where you know that's kind of where I measure it. Like, okay, is the hype, is the negative hype really, really warranted, or is the positive hype really warranted, or is it all kind of like, okay, y'all doing too much, like, it's not that good or it's not that bad. Um, and it wasn't that bad. It was kind of like a middle of the road type of movie. Um, the emotion that you would see in the animated movie, um, it has some of that. Not to the degree that, not to the degree of the, like I said, the original films when the original two animated features came out, but it was still there in enough of a way where it's like, okay, they captured it um, perfectly. Um, the actress that played Mulan, she did a pretty good job. Jet Li did a pretty good job. There's a lot of great actors in the, actors and actresses in the movie, including the lady that played the witch. She was phenomenal in the movie. Like I said, me personally, I would give it a 6 out of 10. It it was a it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. It wasn't as good as people made it out to be. But it was a middle of the pack movie, and I encourage people, if you're going to watch it, without being blinded by people saying one way or another that you should or shouldn't watch this movie. But anyway, man, let me know what y'all think. Um, I'll be back with another review if I catch another movie that interests me, or interests you guys. And yeah, man, I'm out. Like, share, subscribe, um, and help me out